Have you ever wondered about the mystery behind the ominous figure of the Mothman? It's an intriguing tale, rich in folklore and steeped in the unknown. The Mothman, a creature of the night with glowing red eyes and enormous wings, is a legend that has haunted the town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, for over half a century. The first encounter with this mystifying creature dates back to November 1966. This was not a typical evening in Point Pleasant. A chill was in the air and an eerie silence hung over the town. Suddenly, out of the darkness, a figure emerged. The witnesses described it as a man-sized creature with luminous red eyes and wings that spread wide into the night. This encounter, shrouded in mystery and fear, marked the beginning of a series of strange events that would forever change the town. This was just the beginning of a series of strange events that would leave the town of Point Pleasant in a state of fear and disbelief. Following the first encounter, the town of Point Pleasant became a hotbed for Mothman sightings. The once quiet town in West Virginia was suddenly buzzing with tales of a large winged creature, its eyes glowing in the night. In the weeks and months that followed, numerous sightings were reported, each one echoing the chilling details of the first encounter. Eyewitness accounts painted a consistent picture, a creature standing nearly 7 feet tall, with a wingspan that could rival that of a small aircraft. Its eyes, described as glowing red orbs, seemed to pierce the darkness, leaving an indelible imprint on those who claimed to have seen it. But it wasn't just the physical appearance of the Mothman that was disturbing. The town itself began to experience a series of strange occurrences. Electrical disturbances became commonplace, with lights flickering inexplicably and televisions and radios suddenly going static. Unexplained noises, described as a high-pitched screeching or mechanical humming, filled the air, often heard in the dead of night. These incidents only added to the growing sense of unease among the townsfolk. Some even reported a feeling of dread that would wash over them, an inexplicable sense of impending doom. They claimed that this feeling would intensify during and after a Mothman sighting. This led to speculations that the Mothman was not just a creature of the night, but a harbinger of disaster. As the sightings increased, so did the fear. The townsfolk were on edge, their daily lives overshadowed by the looming presence of the Mothman. Parents kept their children indoors after sunset, and nighttime activities came to a standstill. The once buzzing small town became eerily quiet after dark. Point Pleasant became a place of whispered stories and hushed conversations, as residents and visitors alike shared their experiences and theories. The Mothman was no longer just a creature seen by a few, it had become a symbol of fear. A legend that was as real as the people who lived there. The town was gripped with fear, and the Mothman became a legend, etching itself into the annals of American folklore. In December 1967, a tragedy struck Point Pleasant that would forever be linked with the Mothman sightings. A chilling event unfolded that would forever etch into the town's history. The Silver Bridge, an I-bar chain suspension bridge that connected the towns of Point Pleasant, West Virginia and Gallipolis, Ohio, suddenly and unexpectedly collapsed during rush hour traffic. 46 lives were lost in the icy waters of the Ohio River that day, a disaster that shook the community to its core. But what was truly peculiar about this catastrophe was its timing. It happened in the midst of the Mothman sightings that had been haunting Point Pleasant for over a year. This led some to connect the dots, suggesting that the Mothman sightings and the bridge collapse were more than mere coincidence. Theories began to circulate. Was the Mothman an omen of the pending disaster? Was it a warning sign that went unheeded? The sightings of the red-eyed creature often left witnesses with a sense of dread and foreboding, an inexplicable feeling of something terrible about to happen. Could this have been a premonition of the bridge collapse? It's hard to say, as the Mothman remains an enigma. But the timing of the events has certainly fueled speculation, and many believe that the Mothman was indeed an omen of the tragedy that was about to befall the town. Interestingly, after the bridge collapse, the Mothman sightings in Point Pleasant came to an abrupt end. It was as if the creature had vanished as suddenly as it had appeared. This only added to the mystery and speculation surrounding the Mothman and its connection to the Silver Bridge tragedy. The Silver Bridge collapse marked the end of the Mothman sightings, leaving behind a town scarred by tragedy and mystery. Despite the passage of time, the legend of the Mothman continues to live on. The enigma surrounding the Mothman has permeated popular culture in a multitude of ways. In the heart of Point Pleasant, where the initial sightings took place, the Mothman has become a celebrated figure. The town is home to the Mothman Museum, an establishment dedicated to preserving the history and mystery of this cryptic creature. This museum is a treasure trove of Mothman-related memorabilia, including newspaper clippings, eyewitness accounts, and even the largest collection of props from the 2002 film, The Mothman Prophecies. Speaking of film, the silver screen has seen its fair share of Mothman-inspired narratives. Perhaps the most notable is the aforementioned The Mothman Prophecies, a psychological horror film based on the 1975 book of the same name by John Keel. The film's chilling depiction of the Mothman and its eerie connection to the Silver Bridge tragedy has only served to amplify the creature's mystique. In print, the Mothman's tale has found its way into numerous books, ranging from Keel's investigative account to fictional interpretations of the legend. Documentaries, too, have delved into the Mothman mystery, exploring the creature's origins, the eyewitness accounts, and the theories that attempt to explain its existence. But the Mothman's influence doesn't stop at museums and media. Every year, the town of Point Pleasant hosts the Mothman Festival, a weekend-long event that celebrates the local legend. It's a spectacle filled with guest speakers, vendors, and even a Mothman pancake eating contest. This event draws in crowds from all over, proving that the fascination with the Mothman is far from waning. From books to films, festivals to museums, the Mothman has left an indelible mark on popular culture. Its tale is one that invites curiosity, fear, and wonder, captivating audiences with its blend of the eerie and the unexplainable. The Mothman continues to be a source of fascination and fear, a tale of the unknown that has withstood the test of time. So, what really was the Mothman? A figment of imagination, a misidentified creature, or something far more sinister? These questions have sparked countless debates, and a multitude of theories have been spun around this enigma. Skeptics often dismiss the Mothman as nothing more than a misidentified bird, perhaps a sandhill crane or a large owl, lost in the shadows of the night. Others suggest that the whole phenomenon might be an elaborate hoax, a tale spun by thrill seekers. However, these explanations fall short for those who have reported their eerie encounters. They speak of glowing red eyes, of an ominous presence that defies all rational explanations. This has led to more outlandish theories, some suggesting extraterrestrial origins, others leaning towards the supernatural. Could the Mothman be an interdimensional traveler, a harbinger of doom, or even a cryptid unknown to science? The truth may never be known, but one thing is certain. The legend of the Mothman is a story that continues to captivate and intrigue us. In the course of this video, we have delved into the enigma of the Mothman. We've journeyed back to the first sightings of this enigmatic creature in the quiet town of Point Pleasant, West Virginia. The strange winged figure with glowing red eyes that sent chills down the spine of those who crossed its path. Recounting these tales, we've felt the palpable fear and wonder that gripped the town in the late 1960s. We then explored the subsequent phenomena, the eerie premonitions and unsettling occurrences that seemed to follow in the wake of the Mothman's appearance. The inexplicable events that left the residents of Point Pleasant in a state of unease, their lives irrevocably marked by the presence of the unknown. Our journey took a somber turn as we revisited the Silver Bridge tragedy. The catastrophic collapse that claimed 46 lives and left an indelible scar on the community. The tragedy that some believe was foretold by the Mothman, adding a layer of ominous prophecy to the creature's already mysterious lore. We've also delved into the impact of the Mothman on popular culture. From books to movies, festivals to statues, the Mothman has transcended its origins as a local legend to become a global phenomenon, captivating audiences with its eerie allure. Finally, we've contemplated the various theories surrounding the Mothman. Is it a harbinger of doom, a misunderstood creature, or a figment of collective imagination? Each theory adds another facet to the rich tapestry of the Mothman's mystery, leaving us with more questions than answers. Whether you believe in the Mothman or not, there's no denying the enduring appeal of this chilling tale. The Mothman remains a symbol of the unexplained, a mystery that continues to haunt us.